What's good, everybody? CG is going on night stream. I'm working tonight. I'm stuck here till 6 in the morning. So let's have a little graveyard hangout. I'm going to put in the intro right about now.
This is CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video.
What's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, Shardo? How's it going? I'll answer your questions. What are your thoughts of the San Francisco 49ers re-signing Kerry Hyder from the Seahawks? And do you think that was a right move? I did explain that signing if you didn't get a chance to see it. I think personally it is a good move because he's a plug-in starter, bro. He's a guy that will start off right off the bat. He might be our starter from week one because of the system he's familiar with. I mean, he can either be the starter or we have quality depth. So I like the fact that our defensive line is pretty stacked, and having a guy that's very familiar with this defense and having a guy that's coached him at the highest level, bro. Under Chris Kasarik, Kerry Hyder has produced 8 sacks or more. So he's a really good pickup. Outside of Kasarik coaching him, bro, he's barely produced 1 or 2 sacks without Kasarik as his coach. So you look at his track record when he was in Detroit under Chris Kasarik, when he was coaching the defensive line, he had 8 sacks. The season in San Francisco under Chris Kasarik, he had about 8.5 sacks. So him coming back to the Niners with Chris Kasarik as a defensive line coach, I got a good feeling it's going to be 9 sacks. Hey, I might be a little bit crazy on the prediction, but anytime that Chris Kasarik is coaching this guy, he gets half a sack improvement. Like when he was coach in Detroit, he had 8 sacks. And then when he was gone, his production went down. But when he went to San Francisco, it went from 8.5 sacks. And if I'm doing the math correctly, he could get 9 sacks. Because it's going to be Nick Bosa that's going to be healthy. It might make it easy one-on-one matchups. So he might be able to produce. And to be fair, in Seattle, they didn't use him the right way. Like, if you look at the way they were running the defense, bro, they weren't using them the exact same way we did. We used them in certain stunt plays. We used them in inside pressure. We used them in the pass rush way. You know, we use them different ways. Like the way we were using Arden Key, that's something that Kerry Hyder does fill right there. So more than likely, we're probably not going to bring back Arden Key. But think about it. Next year, you might see Arden Key come back. Just like Kerry Hyder. Kerry Hyder took the big payday, and you might see the similar situation. You know how they say, we're not the same. I got cut. I'm going to come back for this job. You know, Kerry Hyder is exactly one of those type of employees that just takes a big promotion and it doesn't pan out. And guess what? As soon as he gets fired, he comes back to the old job. And it's no bad terms, no bad feelings. They bring you back in open arms. So what's there to hate about? It's business. I don't want to talk about the top 5 receivers. I don't know about the top 5 receivers. I don't even want to talk about those receivers, bro. We got too many damn receivers. I don't think we have any. We only have 3 good ones. Ray-Ray McCloud's more of a special teamer than anything else. I don't know, man. Some of your questions could be a little off. But if that answers your question about Kerry Hyder, I think that's pretty much a good signing by depth, depth pieces. But anybody else wants to jump onto the link and talk sports, bro, I'm right down here. You can click the damn link. Every one of you guys are more than welcome to come into the stream. Let's talk some football. Let's chill. I'm working night shifts. If you guys can't sleep for whatever reason, CG's already got a night stream in for y'all. We can all chit chat, talk football, or whatever. Yeah. Do you think we target a safety? Do you think we target a safety or edge in the second round? It's a good question. It's a very good question. Edge rusher, it's a luxury to add, but then a safety can be like because it does fill a need there. Because Chakowski Cart left. Sure, we added a special team safety. I'm not sure if he would be the answer. You got totally know Hufanga, who's got potential, but it gives you an opportunity to upgrade that position. So, if I were kind of thinking what can really upgrade us, if that Petrie guy from T or whatever college he comes from is available from Baylor, then I wouldn't hesitate. Nick Cross, I wouldn't hesitate. Brian Cook, I like the safety from Cincinnati. Brian Cook is a physical safety. He's a good tackler. I like him. But there's quality edge rushers that we could definitely improve in different aspects. I mean, because let's be realistic. If we had some good depth in edge rushers, because D Ford can't stay healthy, so you might need to add another edge rusher, but maybe you get it in the late rounds. You get one of those late round gems. You get yourself somebody pretty solid that could contribute right off the bat. So maybe that's where you go to. So if I had to choose, I would say, if it answers your question, I think edge rushers will probably be a good spot because it definitely gives you a luxury to get to the quarterback. So safety, I probably would wait till maybe the third round pick, because in the third round pick, there's some safeties that you can easily get, bro. Like you can get yourself a Brian Cook in the third round. You can get yourself quite a few quality safeties out there, bro. But if you get one the second round, you might want to take that chance. So I would say edge rusher, personally. I like the guy from Penn State. He's a must-draft prospect. Nick Bonito, he's a must-draft. The guy Kingsley from South Carolina, he's definitely a must-draft. Isaiah Thomas, wait. I think if you can get Isaiah Thomas in the third round, then I definitely will get a safety. So safety. Okay, you know what? I'll go safety because our secondary needs to improve. So if that answers your question, I would say safety because, yeah, it's a weak spot. We already addressed the secondary on the cornerback spot, but I would definitely want to get a safety. So if Petrie is up there or if Brian Cook, for whatever reason, is moving up draft stocks, or a guy like Nick Cross is available, or Brisker, whatever his name is from Penn State, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd draft that guy. So, yeah, you get a safety, get an edge rusher or an offensive lineman in the third round pick, and if you get somebody later, like a receiver, you can develop. That's a good choice. Have the 49ers gotten better or worse in free agency? I would say we've been pretty much stalemate, which means it hasn't been worse or good. So it's pretty much even. What's up, Matthew Navarro? What's good, buddy? I see everybody coming into the stream. We had about 7 or 8 people in the damn comments. Let's keep it going, bro. Let's keep it going. Okay. All right, I'll answer your question. Okay. So what are your thoughts on defensive end Drake Jackson from UFC? I mean, he seems solid. He seems decent. Like, he probably seems like a really good, capable starter if you need him. As far as, like, if he slides in the second round pick, I wouldn't mind. He'd probably be one of those good options out there. But I think he might be gone, but I think his ceiling's off the roof. So I wouldn't mind him. There's that guy from San Diego State named Cameron Thomas, whatever his name is. That's another player, and that's an edge rusher. 2 of the Oklahoma Sooners pass rushers I like. Jeremiah Johnson, he'll probably be gone. The Florida State pass rusher will be gone. The guy from South Carolina, Kingsley, I think his draft stock will slide because of his 40 time, because he ran a 4.8 or something, so that's not good. But that means he'll probably be a really good player. You like my goatee? Cool. Yeah. I don't know, like, if Brisker or Cross or any other, I don't know, like, I don't know which draft round that Brian Cook would be, but if he's a second round prospect, I would definitely want to take the guy from Cincinnati because I like his instinct. I like his ball hawk skills. Nick Cross seems like a good one too, but that guy from Baylor is pretty damn good. Yeah, there's that Petrie. I don't know where he's going to be, but I think he's probably going to be one of the top safeties. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see what happens. Yeah, it's been a long while since I've seen you out there, bro. I don't really care for goatees, bro. I just keep it styling and profiling. But if anybody else wants to jump into the stream, man, y'all more than welcome to pop and drop into the link. Yep. I'm going to keep an eye, bruh. I'm going to keep an eye. I'll see what's going on. All right, guys, I'm going to check. Everything checks okay. No worries, y'all. I just got to keep an eye on the gate. Nothing to do over here, personally. Gets pretty boring out here, dude. It's like construction site over here, but just they're working on other projects. What is up, Corey Davis? Corey.
Hello.
What's up, man? Is it dark out there? Yeah, I'm probably just going to put the stream like this, man. You're good, man? Man. Yeah, I'm bored out here, man. I'm trying to just kill some time over here. Oh man, we got a couple of new cats over here that've been doing some streams out here. Check these guys out for another Street Squad. Hey, what's up, Rufus? How do you feel about Brian Griese's mentorship with Trey Lance this coming season? Well, to answer that question, I think the fact that he does have he has quarterback background.
Going on my sound.
Oh, your sound's good. Oh, you can't? Oh, you can't hear me or no? Oh, I was going to answer this guy's question. Let's see. Well, okay, I guess Corey Davis had some reception issues. But to answer that question, Brian Griese, to me, was probably one of the most shocking signings for a coaching staff hire. But I think that the fact that he has quarterback background, and it does give you a good understanding that he could definitely coach quarterbacks better. So I think he'll definitely give Trey Lance some good knowledge because he's played the position. Usually the quarterbacks that learn from quarterbacks that weren't all that great in the NFL, they end up benefiting from their experience. So I think that Trey Lance will get some good quarterback advice from somebody like Brian Griese, who definitely has been in this game for so many years. He's been there and done it, and Trey Lance can pick up that knowledge of somebody like Brian Griese that's kind of had that experience, you know? So he definitely could help him in some different ways. Maybe better footwork, maybe better mechanics the way he had it. You know, there's always that. Charlotte, I don't want to hear about this, man. That's kind of weird. I don't know, man. So, Corey, what do you think, man? What do you think of Brian Griese's mentorship with Trey Lance this coming season?
I hope it's good because I don't know about Brian Griese.
I just think it's the most questionable the questionable hiring. Like, you know, I get that he was a quarterback, no doubt, but what does he really bring is I think he just brings the knowledge of the position, like something that most quarterbacks need to learn from. Like if you notice that a lot of coaches in the NFL are always been those third string quarterbacks or those those other guys that just never had a chance to make the roster. Sometimes those are the kind of coaches you get. Like Brian Greasy, he's kind of been an established quarterback, but not like a caliber player. I think he had a one-time Pro Bowler that year, but he was never that great. But he was kind of like a poor man's Jay Cutler.
Mhm. So we got Hyder coming back to the team.
Yeah. How do you? I mean, dude, that's the weird part, man. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb and say something funny, man. Let's say Artie Key does get paid, and then the following next year he'll get cut, and we'll pick him up cheaper again. I got a
Yeah.
feeling.
Did Harden get picked up yet?
Yeah, I bet you that when Artie and Key signs to another team, they're probably going to pay him like a multi-year contract, but it's probably going to be exactly kind of like maybe a little bit different than Kerry Hyder's pay, but he'll probably barely get a sack or two, and then he'll get cut, and then he'll end up going back to the 49ers and have some solid year. I had a good prediction like the previous year. I remember saying that I said that Kerry Hyder got overpaid, and I said it like in a different way. I said like, watch, he's going to get cut by the Seahawks the following season, and the Niners are going to pick him up. And I was correct on that part. Oh, okay. You like that guy from Kentucky? I've heard some good stuff about that guy. Oh, yeah. It depends on the price for Jaquiski Tart. I think Jaquiski Tart, he'll probably be a cheaper option if nobody is interested in him, because the less interest for Jaquiski Tart, the better for the 49ers to have leverage. So we could definitely pay him on a cheaper deal. I don't know about Jeff Garcia, but I like his knowledge, but I don't think he's going to be. Dude, he won't even be coaching on our staff right now, bro. As much as I like Jeff Garcia, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Let's see. As far as edge rushers, I like that Bonito better guy. Because I'm biased, bro. I'm an Oklahoma fan. I'm gonna go by any Oklahoma player. You know what? If I had a complete mock draft of who I want the guard from Oklahoma. I want the tackle from Oklahoma. I want the running back, Kennedy Brooks from Oklahoma. I want the tight end from Oklahoma. I mean, I can go on with a lot of different players. Oh, Bonito and Isaiah Thomas. Oh, wow. The safety Yeller. Wow. I don't know, dude. I'm just too biased, but nah. I think maybe we'll be lucky to get maybe one player from Oklahoma this year. Don't sleep on that guard from Oklahoma, that Marquise Hayes. Now, that's a guy that could definitely play for a starting job.
And I'm wondering, with Kerry Hyder coming to the back to the 49ers, this time he'll be playing with Bosa.
Yeah. Now you got Bosa healthy and Kerry Hyder on the same field. But you know what the question's going to be? Who's going to start?
Yep.
Because you got Ebicom, you got Willis, and then the jury's on D Ford, bro. So I don't know. So it's kind of tough. Oh, appreciate it, Chili 49er, Street Squad, bro. They got a good content, man. I don't know if you ever checked out their content. They got a pretty good small channel, dude. Hey, have you subscribed to their channel or not?
No, I haven't. Yeah.
Hey, go check them out, bro. That's the channel right there. They had John Chapman on the stream too.
Mm.
Yeah, hey, a lot of you guys gotta check out their channel, bro. The 49er Street Squad, bro. That Chili 49er guy. They got their own kind of takes on what they do, and I've been watching them for a little while. I've been watching them for quite a while, and I kind of been giving them some share of their channels from time to time because I always keep the support of everybody's channel. So they do their own thing.
Hey, tomorrow or someday.
Are you confident? Okay, are you confident at Aaron Banks or Jalen Moore at guard or right tackle? I'm more confident with Jalen Moore than I am at Aaron Banks at guard. I think Jalen Moore does have potential to be our starter than McGlinchey, so I would say Jalen Moore would be somebody I'm more confident in. I think Jalen Moore can play guard too, so I like Jalen Moore better, if I had to be honest. Hey, what's up, Velix Prime Sports?
CJ.
What's up, man?
I hear that you gonna have a special guest, Car Cash.
Oh yeah, he's a good kid. He's like, yeah, he's reached out to me a couple of times, so we're definitely in the works to have him. I think I'm in the works to go on his show. I think he told me on one of those other days, which I told him that would work because I don't have nothing after that. So he's like, he's a cool kid. Like I just
Yeah,
messaged, I messaged
he
him
was
just.
on he was on 96 today.
Yeah. Speaking of minor sickness, man, I've been trying to reach back with him, bro, and he's hasn't got back to me with response, bro. I've been wanting to talk to him about something,
Uh,
but I don't know, man. I've been trying to get a hold of him through
yeah.
message, and I tried to explain to him that my account was hacked. And I try to like get him in the messages and all that. No response. And even if you call him through a cell phone, bro, he don't really answer majority of the time. And he does have a lot of people to deal with when it comes to jerseys and stuff. So I was gonna ask him for a flag or something that I need to get, and
Uh,
he never got back to me with that.
yeah,
And
I want a flag from him.
yeah, let's see. Would you love to get Derek Deese Jr.'s autograph? I wouldn't mind him. I don't know about autograph. He has to be good. I mean, I'm pretty sure he'd be cool. But I actually messaged Derek Deese, his dad, and I asked him if I can get his son on the show, but he hasn't responded back for quite a while. So
Mm.
maybe if I'm lucky, he might just have his son go on my show. So usually, if I message somebody like his father, he might be fine with it. And plus, I was actually thinking about having both of them on my show. Like have Derek D Senior on the show and have his son on the show. That'd be pretty cool, right?
Yep.
Just have his son and have the great 49er player. Yeah, would definitely consider drafting corner. Uh, he's gonna be gone, dude. The guy from Florida. That guy's definitely a first round talent, bro. I think he's gonna be gone. The one that seems like a possibility to me is Kobe Bryant, bro. That guy could be up there. Or the guy from the guy from UTSA, that Tyreek Woolen guy. That guy is moving up draft stocks right now. He ran a fast 40 time, bro. I think he's moving up to like mid second round or something, or maybe higher. Any words on whether Mac is coming back or is he going to retire? I've heard like words that he will return. It's been encouraging from what John Lynch said. If John Lynch says that he's coming back, then more than likely he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard no words about retirement. I think he wants to make at least one more year. So that gives us enough time to get a center to replace him. So
Did you see the interview? I mean, the interview with Javon Kinlaw on
yeah,
SBS?
I checked it out a little earlier. I checked it out like earlier. He had some good stuff. He had some good questions and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, but he's always had a lot of different guests all the time, bro. He's had like guys like Dale Brunskill. He had Jimmy Ward on. I think he had Jacoski Tart and quite a few other players.
Yeah.
I don't know how he gets in contact with the agents, but I've tried to call in their agents or the players in South, dude, and no response from nobody, bro. I'm even trying to get into contact with Jimmy Ward's agent. No response. I've been trying to get in contact with Drew Rosenhaus to get Avery Thomas on my show. No response. I'm sold on Kinlaw. I don't know about being sold on them, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm not hating on the guy. I just don't know, bro. Like, the knee issues, bro, the arthritis stuff, that stuff could be like long-term issues, bro, for a lot of players, bro, because you have to give them limitation under their movements, bro. But if the knee scope is like perfectly normal for him to move, then maybe I'd be convinced. But I don't know, bro. Like, I wasn't quite a big fan of him coming out of college. When I liked his explosiveness at first, but then when I started reading about him having knee issues, I had a good feeling that no, we can't get this guy. This guy has knee problems. No thanks. That's got D4 written all over it with knee problems. Because D4 has arthritis knees too.
They're saying that he says he's healthy. He's
That's
not
what they
feeling no
all
pain down there.
that's what they all say, bro. That's what they
Yeah.
all say, bro. Of course. Okay, for Javon Kinlaw, bro, the guy is smart. He's gonna play it smart, and he's gonna say the right answers. But my
Yeah.
only question with Javon Kinlaw is, bro, can you actually produce? We'll see about it, man. We'll see about it. I don't ever wish no, I don't ever wish no bad on nobody, bro. I just think that Javon Kinlaw was a bit of a draft reach for us. We could have got somebody better, but I'm not gonna. I'm just wishing for the best. And you know what? If he produces and stays healthy and does good against the run and gets maybe about 4 to 5 sacks, then you know what? He's okay. He's all right in my book. I don't expect him to put up the similar production like Buckner has. I expect him to be an effective run stopper, maybe up to maybe 4 to 5 sacks is his ceiling at best, but he'll be able to disrupt the running game. He'll even be able to block some field goals and punts too if necessary. So I mean, I mean, I get it, man. You know, this guy he's a big D tackle. He's about 6'6", 325. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, like 4 to 5 sacks. That's not too bad if he improves, you know. But I don't think he's gonna be the elite guy. You know, he's not gonna be that. He's gonna be a run stuffer. He's gonna eat up the running game, and he's definitely gonna disrupt. So, kind of reminds me more of a poor man's Dontari Poe. Try to be honest.
I didn't know what's his name. Oh man, I just saw the video.
What video?
Guy, I think he came from the Eagles. Um,
Hassan Ridgeway.
say it again.
Hassan Ridgeway.
Yeah, I didn't know he's from Oakland.
Yeah, he's a good player, bro. He's on a cheaper deal, actually, a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
If he retires, what do you think about Lindstrom from Boston College or Cam Jurgens from Nebraska to bring at center? I do like Lindstrom from Boston College. I do feel like he fits the scheme better. But the guy from Nebraska, he's solid. I wouldn't mind him. Those are good options if we're going center there. Yeah, those are guys I like. But I would probably go with the Boston College guy because his brother plays with the Falcons, and he does kind of fit the scheme exactly the way they run it at down Boston College. They do run the ball too, so I think he's more of a fit. But the guy from Nebraska is a decent option too. So I don't know. So did you check out the one where I interviewed that Buford guy or no?
Buford.
I interviewed that UTC offensive tackle guy.
No, I didn't even check it out.
Yeah, just look up Spencer Buford, and it's on my. I don't know because I showed you the link on the inbox. I don't think you kind of like checked it out.
Yeah, something wrong with my phone because I had it, and I was waiting for it to come on, and you never came on for me.
Okay, but just search up Spencer Buford, like Spencer, and then like Burford, and just put Spencer Burford and CG on it on the search engine, and it pops up right there.
Okay.
He was on the like. I know you probably like to see a lot of those prospects. I like one of those draft players, but I was like very lucky to get him on the show because I guess I tagged him like over a week ago. And you know, usually you're those go getters that just tag people randomly to see if they respond or not. And I was just lucky to catch one, so I don't know. Sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't. So I've been out of luck with them. So getting that other guy was pretty cool. And then I got Colberg. So Colberg's gonna come on Sunday. He's been on 2 different shows. So he's been on what's his name that Fourth and Gold podcast, and then he was on Nothing But Niners. But he was on that one Giants channel, PES. But he's gonna be on mine coming up soon. So it's pretty interesting. I do have Colberg on Discord, so he does respond back. He responds pretty quickly. So it's more than likely he's gonna go on my show. he told me that 6 p.m. would work for him because that's when I get out of work. Yeah. Yeah, man. So,
Can't wait to the draft. See who we draft.
yeah. Hey, so yeah, check out. I mean, dude. Hey, wouldn't that be kind of funny if we end up drafting that kid that I interview? Then what happens then? Am I going to get some credit for interviewing him also? But check him out, like Spencer Buford. I got him on the show. It was pretty cool. I mean, it's too bad everybody had their phone issues, man. What do you think about Trey Sermon for next season? Jeff Wilson's solid resigning. I got some high hopes for Trey Sermon. I'm hoping that his second year he breaks out. I'm hoping he's an effective running back. So I'll give him a benefit of a doubt.
Me too.
Well, Jeff Wilson's solid. He's definitely going to be a guy you can depend on. But I think the running back depth is pretty stacked. Like you got Jermichael Hasty back, you got Elijah Mitchell, you got Jeff Wilson, you got Trey Sermon. It's pretty damn stacked. So it's like I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
but don't be surprised if we add another running back.
And I think with Trey as our quarterback, it's gonna make them run more better.
Yeah, it will.
Run the game more better.
Yeah. So what position do you think the Niners need to address in the draft?
Offensive line.
Offensive line. So what, like a guard? Which round? Second, third, or fourth, or what?
I'll go third.
Okay, third round? Okay. You know what? There's an option in the third round you can get. This may sound biased, but I'll say, you know what? You're talking third round, right? We can get a guard from Oklahoma, bro. That Marquise Hayes. Ooh. Dude, him and Trent Williams on the same lineup? Oh, God. This guy's a baller. Or we could wait late round and get ourselves Spencer Buford who could play the guard and tackle. You can get versatility. Because that's where he plays. He plays guard to tackle, so that's very important in the scheme we run. Hey, when are you doing another roundtable? I'm probably gonna give it I'm probably gonna give it a week off, man. I got some stuff to go through right now, man. So maybe the following weeks I'll start getting back to roundtable, but I'm probably gonna take a little break on it and then I'll go back on it slowly. So I'm thinking maybe on a Wednesday. So we'll see. So if Tart leaves safety or else go edge. Yeah, safety could be a pick in the second round, so it's possible. Or you just or if the organization is too faithful on their players, bro, they might just let Hufanga get a chance to start, bro. Maybe Hufanga in his second year could improve, so maybe you wouldn't be too wrong with the kid. Why not you give the kid a chance then? I think it's going to be no different. So I think the difference is Hufanga's more hungry, and he's probably more determined to get more of a starting role. I don't know. I think I want to go with Hufanga. What do you think? Or you think we should draft a safety? Thoughts on Dwelly? He's not even on our roster. I don't know. He's okay. He's not even on our roster. What?
Safety that we got from the Colts. What do you think about him?
Which guy from the Colts? Oh, the safety? Yeah. Oh, that George Odom? I think he's a special teamer.
Special teamer.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Not much, man. Just chilling.
How's it going? Late night, huh?
Yeah, it's going good, man. I'm working the night shifts over here. Nothing much.
Yeah, I used to work night shifts like for 8 years. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, I've been working for like almost like 5 years on security shifts. So I've been working out these night shifts at the construction site.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I listened to your show, uh, and I really like your knowledge, and you're always let the let your the people express their opinions. And I really admire that.
Yeah, we gotta have. Some people want to listen to sugarcoat stuff. You want to know the truth, or you want to just fall for the false hope. I don't like that
Yeah.
false prophet stuff. I get that some people do what they do, but you got to speak the truth. And
Yeah. I mean, you the Niners. Um, you have to say that so far, what I liked about Shanahan and what I really respected this past season is how at 3-5, how he pulled the team together, got them focused, and then made that run. I really respected that. I thought that was one of his best coaching seasons last year to do that because it could have just fallen apart. And so that's why I'm on board with whatever they want to do. I, I I really respect their opinions and the way they do things.
yeah, I don't question of him as a coach. I just think sometimes the offseason strategies a little bit what they are, but it's been successful in some aspects of what they've been doing. But do they want to actually improve and be more competitive than the Rams? Because the Rams are always taking the talents. But I get it. We can't get everybody. We can't get everybody, but we can at least get some players who can contribute. Fit the role perfectly. But you know what? I guess signing that Kerry Hyder kind of got me to shut up for a little bit. But then again, I'm like thinking that we still need a couple of players. A couple of players. It just seems like that Kerry Hyder signing was like more of a sign of shut up and let us do our job.
Yeah. The thing about it is that if you just look at it, I mean, we lost to the eventual champs by 3 points. We beat him 6 out of 7 times. I mean, we're close. We're there. It's we just need depth. If we just keep depth uh, on the team and especially the special teams, I thought that was great how they really got on the special teams and they improved with that Burks. He's an ace that Odom from the Colts. He's an All Pro, and then Ray is going to be a good punt returner and kick returner. So I think we did good.
Yeah, you know what? Like when you look at it that way, yeah, our special teams was a little bit suspect during the season because then again, Robbie Gold did had his little struggles like early in the season, and then he started getting it together, and then we gave up some big punt or kick return plays, which was the issue, and then we started fixing it down the stretch. But I think that was pretty much one of the weakest areas during that season. But now it's becoming a little bit of our strength now. Like when you think about it, we actually kind of gave up some big time plays, and then we almost like blocked some punts too, like some block punt plays and all that stuff. And they need to improve in some different aspects of it. But then when you look at the secondary, it was one of the weakest spots for quite some time. Even in 2019, we had some weak spots in the secondary. And we can all agree that that was one of the biggest Achilles heels. If it wasn't for our pass rushers, I don't think our secondaries would have excelled in any other circumstances of what we had in 2020. Also.
Yeah, and I mean, we sucked. Basically, let's just say it. We sucked in special teams. Even in the playoff game against the Cowboys, they did that fake punt, and we weren't even ready for that. And that's in the playoff game. Luckily, we our special teams won the Green Bay game, but I mean, geez, we I'm glad they addressed it. Let's move forward. Hopefully, we'll have a better special teams for this coming year. And what do you think about that? The punter Wisnowski, are you sold on him? I know it's his last year coming up. What do you think about maybe exploring the possibility of getting that Johnny Hecker, the All Pro punter from the Rams. We hurt the Rams. We can hurt the Rams by getting him. I know he's a little bit more expensive, but what do you think?
Um, um, the problem is he's already been signed by the Panthers,
Oh,
or
the
else
Panthers man? Oh shit.
I was already like thinking about getting that guy at first, but then when I saw that his name popped up to the Panthers, like damn, they signed him to a 3-year contract. And then
Uh,
there's this one punter from San Diego State that's pretty good kicker. I forget his name, but
oh,
that's
Araiza,
there you go,
something
that
like
guy.
that. And he's a punter and a kicker.
Yeah, and then there's this one kicker named Cameron Dicker from Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I mean, so I'm glad that they did that. I think Charvarius Ward, he's gonna really solidify as far as the cornerbacks. Do you think it's gonna be Ambry Thomas and Charvarius Ward, or do you think it's gonna be Mosley and Charvarius Ward, or do you think they're just gonna Mosley and Ambry Thomas are gonna battle it out?
I think this is what the role's going to be. Like, I'm just thinking of outside what the coaches are looking at. Like, you're going to go by your best lineups, right? So
Yeah.
Travarius Ward's going to be your number one starter right off the outside.
Yep.
And then the nickel spot, since Williams left, I'm guessing that they're going to probably have Mosley play that spot. You know, Mosley would probably play the nickel because that's something he's very capable of. And then you leave the kid Ambry Thomas on the other outside.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm just thinking hypothetically that would be what they're envisioned for, you know, because they like that aggressive style. And
Yep.
I think I've seen Mosey did play a little bit of nickel too, so that does kind of benefit him a little bit. But then Lenore's another option too. So
Lenore, I mean, I think, don't you think that he has a good upside, Lenore? Like he can really contribute, or you think he's going to be more special teams and backup?
I think he's got the upside to be our nickel. Like, see, that's the interesting part of this offseason is we're gonna probably have an open competition for nickel, but it wouldn't be a surprise if we end up going with Lenore and having Mosley on the outside and having Ward on the other outside. So you have good problems there. See, in the secondary, we do have some good problems because Mosley is an effective starter. And then you got Travarius Ward that it wasn't cheap, but man, this guy's going to probably be a good problem to have in our secondary. He can definitely be physical.
He's a dog.
Yeah, he can tackle too. So
yeah.
The only thing I like about him is his physicality. You know, he's more of a guy that's not afraid. So he definitely gives you something better than some other cornerbacks. Like him and Mosley, they are the same. They're just physical. They can tackle.
Yeah. And what do you think of Tarvarius Moore? Do you think that he's going to come back and really compete for if Tart leaves? Do you think Tart leaves? Do you think Tart leaves?
Well, Tart is still a free agent, so it depends on what team's going to sign him. But I don't know. Travarius Ward, I think he was mostly playing like free safety, but maybe if they do switch him up to the strong safety spot, maybe that might be best for him because he's coming off an injury. So maybe he gets better adjustment. But then you got Hufunga, and then you got that safety from the Colts that we just signed as a special teamers.
Odom.
So, yeah, you got depth there. Yeah. So if I'm thinking who could be the starter more than likely, maybe it could be Moore because he does have upside.
Yeah, but, and he's young still too.
But I kind of the only thing I have a problem with Moore is his tackling. He kind of misses off coverage, but he does have the speed and everything to keep up. But if you watch the way he's been playing before, like he misses the tackles or he has terrible angles, dude. Like I watched this guy play and I'm like thinking the guy has upside, but when I see how he plays in coverage, I don't know.
Didn't he miss that tackle in the Super Bowl?
Yeah. One of the angles he missed on.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But he did get the interception, no doubt.
Yeah, but I mean, so maybe we just get a safety in the second round, man. Just go for it. Just get a safety. A young guy like that guy Cook from Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, Brian Cook. Yeah, if you watch his instinct and the way he tackles, like he's physical in the box too. So There's Nick Cross. That's another guy from
Yeah.
Maryland. There's Jaquan Brisker. I think is another
What do
solid
you think of
safety.
Petrie? What do you think of Petrie from Baylor?
Oh yeah, he's got good knack. He's got good awareness. I like his talent from Baylor. And then then if you want to go later, you go Smoke Monday. He seems like
Oh yeah,
he seems like a solid contributor. And then there's that safety from UCLA called Quentin Lakes. He's kind of got the body like a linebacker, but he kind of has that in the box.
yeah, mentality. Yeah,
And
he's
then
pretty.
Bubba Bolden's like that 6'3" safety, but he can hit.
Yeah, that guy's pretty good too. But the edge rusher, I mean, we could go edge rusher too, depending. I wanted Arden Key to come back, but I know they got Hyder. Do you think? Okay, Hyder's a little older than Arden Key. Do you think? What do you think of that one right there? What do you think of that?
I think we'll probably go best available, so it might be an edge rusher who might come available. Like the guy from Penn State could be a good option. Arnold, whatever how you say his name.
Like
I
a
think.
Barry or something like that. Yeah,
And then there's that guy Sam Williams too from Old Miss.
the guy from South Carolina.
Oh yeah, Kingsley. That dude.
Yeah.
That dude, like, he doesn't run like a fast 40, but he seems like the kind of guy that gets the job done. He's got that hustle type of thing.
Yeah, but I don't want him to. I don't want him to run a 40. I just want him to get to the quarterback. Just get right there, those 5 to 8 yards. That's all I want him to do. Just get to 5.
Yeah,
Get to the quarterback.
But there's some good. I think this year's pass rush is pretty talented. Like as far as like guys that can fit in and play in your system. Like you got guys from Cincinnati. You got that. What's his name? Myjai Sanders. He's got that.
Yeah, from Cincinnati. Yeah.
He's got that dog, and then you got the 2 Oklahoma Sooners. Bonito is like a pretty good one.
Oh, Bonito's pretty good. Yeah.
And then Isaiah Thomas is another guy too.
Yeah, and then that Cameron Thomas from San Diego State. That guy's pretty good too.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up, Betty?
What's up?
Hey, thank you for Kerry Hyder, buddy.
Oh, anytime. I say thank you for letting us use them last year.
Yeah, you paid a lot of money for it. That's the difference. But it's all good, bro.
Hey, that cleared up more money for us in cap space.
Yeah, that's true. But we have yet to get rid of Jimmy. But he's a good problem now. See, I'll look at it. I'll think of one positive side. Even though having Jimmy is not great because of cap space, but having Jimmy is a benefit for us because injuries. What happens with Trey Lance could be the downfall. So you got to have insurance.
Yeah, you can't have Sudfeld. I have no confidence in Sudfeld to win anything. I mean, he's just an emergency, but man, and then the other thing is, like, I noticed that like last year they had an interview. I think Matt Mayoko had an interview with Jed York, and Jed York said, "Hey, I'm willing to pay it. I'm willing to pay all the contract. So hey, if it's okay with him, hey, it's okay with me."
Well, I mean, now what do you guys? Because are you looking for just one first, like 1 second round for Jimmy, or are you looking for more than that?
Oh, a second round would be good.
I think we're looking to add a little extra, which I think it's too much. But maybe if we can get a second round, then we're good with it. But you know what? To think realistically, if nothing happens, I think the only way that Jimmy will be gone is either we cut him before preseason or something like that.
Yeah, but he's worth okay. If he comes back, let's say, and York says, you know what, I'll sign the check. I don't care, 25 million, whatever. And he back in the OTAs, and then he comes back and he's okay from the surgery and all that. And then it's a competition. Of course, I want Trey to kick ass and take it over. Okay, he's the guy. I want that. But if he can't beat out Jimmy, that's fine too. Hey, I mean, that's the way football is. That's the way it is. The best man win. And Trey would learn more another season, and he'd be a good backup for us. Or the other way around, if Trey was the number one guy, and who better to run the offense than Jimmy as your backup? I mean, that
is the more important factor of having 2 quarterbacks because, if you look at the Rams, Stafford's injured, they're screwed.
Yeah, screwed. Yeah,
Arizona, Murray's injured.
that's it.
Como McCoy's okay, but
He
he's not
beat
all
us.
that.
He beat us, but
He beat us, but
still.
he's okay. But he's
Yeah.
okay, but he's not the same. But I don't even have to talk about Seattle. Like Drew Lock or Gino does. I think they're still going to be solid and competitive. If I had to be honest, but like for Eddie, man, for Seahawks Eddie, man, I think when you look at your team, like going into the draft, I don't know if you guys might draft a quarterback. Maybe you might just develop one, or maybe you might go in for Malik Willis.
Hey Eddie, where are you guys? Your draft? How many do you have a draft? What'd you get for Wilson?
Yeah, we got a few first round picks. Yeah,
Do you, do you know what spots? What are the spots?
yeah, because we have the ninth pick in the first round.
Would you take Malik Willis, the quarterback?
I mean, I would go for it.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't think. I mean, you guys are well coached all the time. I mean, no matter what, the Seahawks they're always well coached. No matter, even though I don't, I don't like them, but I mean the truth is the truth. They're always well coached, and so yeah, I would go with that young guy. I mean, you got the number one, those number nine.
Yeah,
It's pretty good. It's pretty
yeah,
good.
because I know we got two first round picks for this year, and then we have a second round pick for next year, and then and a fifth rounder for next year too.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
And
That's pretty good.
Hey Corey, you there, buddy?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna be right back. You guys keep it going. I gotta go do a route check right now.
All right, man.
Don't worry, man. I'll be back.
Okie doke. Yeah. So, hey Corey, what do you think
Yeah.
of? What do you think about Aaron Banks? Did you feel confident in him, or what do you think?
I'm not sure yet. I had to see him get out there.
Yeah, I mean,
oh,
I didn't like that they let go of Tomlinson. I mean, since we got him from Detroit, he was always Mr. Reliable. He was always there
Yeah.
all the time. And to tell you the truth, I thought he had a couple of all pro seasons, even though they didn't pick him for the Pro Bowl, but I thought he had a couple of good Pro Bowl seasons. And Banks better bring it. He better bring it because that's a big spot right there, and we need him. We need him to step up.
Yep. Sure do. And we also gonna be.
but like I said, I'm ready for this draft.
Yeah. What do you think you guys need besides if you need a quarterback? What
Yeah,
spots are you trying to do? The offensive line?
that's a start, and then we work on our defense too.
Would you get an edge rusher, or safety, or corners? What linebacker? You lost Bobby Wagner.
We'd probably be going for some edge rushers.
How about linebacker?
Probably. Well, it's possible we'll look at a cornerback too.
Who? What was the situation with Wagner? Was it just about the money? It was just money.
I don't know. They just decided to release it. I think he said they plan to just release him without even telling him.
Well, I
I
heard
think
that. I heard that he found out about it on social media or something, right? They,
Yeah,
that kind of sucked. I mean, that's not right. That shows no respect for him. And he was one of your better players that you guys have ever had. And to treat him like that, to tell you the truth, that was bullshit.
yeah, but you know what? As a person looking as like a division will look at, I think they're just trying to go young in this business, and they feel like Bobby Wagner in some ways they're trying to rebuild. You know how the process of rebuilding, you have to get rid of certain players, and you
Yeah.
got to do it for the better or worse. But you know what? Don't be surprised if Bobby Wagner goes to the Rams because for whatever reason, the Rams always seem to make these crazy moves, and
Yeah,
He actually did visit the Rams, so there's a very good sign that he could sign to the LA Rams. And what a better way to get revenge to your old team by playing within your division twice a year in your hometown because he's from
yeah,
LA.
yeah. I mean, I understand that the rebuilding process, but what I don't understand is at least tell them, hey,
Yeah, be
at
honest.
least, hey, hey, Bobby, come here, check it out. We love you. We love what you gave us. We champs and all this, but you understand it's a business. We're gonna let you go. But for not
But
to tell them, that's bullshit. That's just
yeah,
bullshit. No
snake
respect.
meat.
Like, that's not right. I don't care. Like I said, I'm a Niner fan, but I believe that you have to treat people with respect.
Or at least give him the heads up of what's going to happen. At
Yes.
least, like,
Yeah.
if you're going to get fired, you have to give him a reason why you're going to fire him instead
Yeah.
of just firing them for no reason. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't know.
yeah, I get that part of the aspect of the business. Like, when we release players, I think we mostly just talk to them and give them the heads up that hey, you're going to be gone. Sorry,
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
of luck.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, I just think the Niners have to hope that Moore. I'm looking at Moore. Jalen Moore. I really like him. And I thought he did a really great job when he had to fill in for Trent Williams. I believe did he play in the Colts game? When
Yeah,
we
in the
lost.
in the Colts game he did, and
Yeah.
he did play some spots when it was necessary. Yeah, like the thing about Jalen Moore is he was projected to play guard, but he can play the tackle position because he played tackle at Western Michigan, so he does got some versatility. So that's a huge plus. I don't know, like as far as Mike McGlinchey, I don't know. This guy's never been. I mean, he's kind of have his up and down seasons for us, but he's a good run blocker. That's all I can give him credit for. But as a pass blocker, he's fairly average, if not worse.
We gotta let him go. We gotta let him go. We just let him go because that injury I heard was like a quad and it came off the bone or something like that. I mean, that's I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, even when he wasn't injured, he wasn't that good. I mean, he was a good a run blocker, yes, but
Yeah,
but
because
with
he
the
just was.
injury, just
Yeah,
just go with Jalen Moore. Just hey, Jalen Moore, you're the guy. You're gonna be the
Yeah,
guy.
cheaper option and doesn't, and he
Yes,
can definitely get more starting experience right off his belt from playing that spot. So
yes,
the thing with the quad injuries is it can definitely be a long term issue with the way you move and a lot of stuff. Like, have you ever heard of the injury that happened with Kevin Nash?
yeah.
no, no,
That injury is no joke. Like, I don't know, like, okay, like Eddie, you heard of that injury, right? Where he did have quad surgery or
yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Kevin Nash had like I think he had like multiple quad surgeries.
Wow.
And the guy had injuries from his days, bro. Like I remember watching like wrestling back then and I seen the way it would happen with Kevin Nash and when he did that big boot move or whatever he was doing,
Yeah,
I think one of his quads or something was kind of messed up. And it required him to get surgery. So the thing that sucks about coming off a quad injury, it can definitely re-aggravate and get worse or at some point. So I don't know.
yeah,
Like it depends on what kind of stuff they put for him.
yeah. I mean, and it's a big muscle. It's a
Yep.
big muscle. And I don't know. I just you go with a young guy. Just go with a young guy. And we have to get younger. Like Mac. Okay, he's already on his last. He's on fumes
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. He's like late 30s. He's at a point where it's at the end of his peak. I mean, there's a lot of linemen that do play at a longer age, but not that long. Maybe late 30s at best. But
Yeah,
we need to like okay. I think center does have to be another need at some point. Like we can definitely go draft a center.
yeah. That Lindstrom or that Jurgens or those kind of guys, they'll be there for sure in the third, right?
Well, Lindstrom, I would definitely like because
It's
his
pretty
brother,
easy.
Yeah, his brother played at plays for the Falcons too, but he
Yeah,
plays
that's what I heard. Yeah.
similar system, so they play about pretty much similar what they do. And then there's another center I like also, but the Nebraska center that you were talking about, he's solid.
He used
Then
to
they
be a
got that.
tight end. I heard he used
Oh,
to be a tight end, and they turned him into a center.
then he must be really athletic then.
Oh,
So
he's athletic. Yeah, he's athletic. Yeah.
then he might be a good option. Then you got that one kid from Washington. I think you can get him in the later rounds. That Wattenberg guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, we need to address the offensive line because, man, if Trey Lance wins the job,
He's
I
gonna be
mean,
running for his life.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
he needs protection. He needs
I don't
protection.
know about I don't know about Aaron Banks, man. I want to give the kid I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I just don't know if he deserves to start his
Yeah,
spot. You know,
I was gonna say like because I know you guys don't want Jimmy Garoppolo taking over another year.
like okay, if Jimmy Garoppolo for whatever reason gets another chance to start, then so be it, bro. It's at a point where you know what? At first, we were like excited that he was gonna be gone, but it's at a point where we're like saying, when is he gonna go? Now maybe it's at a reality point that maybe, hey, will Parr be okay for one last time? Why not? Probably
Yeah,
not the best decision, but it's probably going to be at the point where we're probably going to have to get used to the fact that he's probably going to play his last season with us.
yeah,
And,
but
well, because I
that's
know
what.
how you. I was gonna say I know how you guys are getting very upset about like Jimmy. Why is Jimmy Garoppolo still here?
It's like nobody wants him, so
You can't
what
give him
really,
up for nothing, right?
yeah,
We can't just give him for nothing.
what really hurt him, what really hurt the trade value was the surgery,
Yeah,
and what makes it even worse is the cap space. Who wants to pay $25 million for this guy? Would you want
exactly.
to? Let me ask you something, man. Like, if you wanted to get a quarterback, are you going to take a chance on giving up a second round pick for a guy who can't even stay healthy and he's getting surgery? You're going to have to wait until training camp to get this guy to practice. Would you take that chance?
I mean,
Nope.
okay. I always thought that the Steelers or the Colts would have been a good fit for him
I would
because
have thought.
just because the Colts have a great offensive line, they have a good running attack with Jonathan Taylor. I thought that would be good. The Steelers, well, the Steelers are the Steelers. They're always fucking in the mix. They're always there. They're always there.
Under Mike Tomlin, they haven't went below 500, so they always been a very
Yeah.
competitive team.
Yes.
But the Colts would have made the most sense because if they always taken flyers with injury quarterbacks,
Yeah.
like we can go on with Philip Rivers, that I think he was recently coming off an injury and then he had surgery when he was with the Chargers, and they got him, and then they decided to go get Carson Wentz, who was still injured. I mean, he was injured coming off an injury, I think. They took a chance on him, and then now they just got Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan had surgery too, or something like that.
Because I mean, I know he's in his later years.
I don't get how the Colts, man. Like, okay, I get it. Jimmy's injury prone. I get it. So I want to get somebody who's proven. I want to get somebody old, but you're getting somebody like Matt Ryan, who's pretty much not the same quarterback.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like getting Philip Rivers at this point. Like Philip Rivers was at that stage. So
I
I don't
think
know.
I mean, they had Andrew Luck, but until you know how he decided to just walk out.
The reason why Andrew Luck decided to retire because of a lot of the injuries with his shoulder, and it didn't get any better. And plus, in his early careers, the offensive line was god awful, bro.
Yeah.
You can say it was pretty much in the same conversation as the Seahawks line. Like before they drafted Quentin Nelson, before they drafted a lot of those guys, their line was god awful.
It
Yeah.
was.
You gotta get off a great offensive line. If you can't control the line of scrimmage, you're not gonna win.
You're gonna get beat pretty much because I mean I played this position, and when you play the offensive line, you got to win the trenches. You got to be able
Yeah.
to you got to be able to hold your ground on these defenders, and you got to give your quarterback enough time And you got to give him enough time to feel confident because he'll have enough time to read the defense and find the next open target. If that guy ain't open, he's going to have a little extra time to find the guy open in the pocket. And if that guy's open, just a little extra second. That's all it takes.
Yeah, and I think Trey showed me a lot when against that Texans game because he looked a lot different than when he first came in the Cardinal game. I'm sure he was nervous the Cardinal game, the first game, but he looked a lot better. He looked more at ease, more comfortable. Didn't you think so in the Texans game?
Well, okay, like the difference with him playing against the Cardinals was I think they were asking him to do too much as a runner and do so much of these cute plays.
Yeah,
Maybe it was just that he was thrown too far with the plays that Shanahan was doing, but I think as soon as he started to learn the playbook and practice more throughout the last few months, the last months of that time, I think he started to get a better understanding. And then I think he started catching on until second half of the game against the Houston Texans. I
yeah,
think that's where he started getting the flow because in the early first half against the Texans, you can say he was making a little bit of error mistakes.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then when it came to the second half, he just started touring it up a little bit.
yeah. And then that's why I think with our running attack, I think that's going to help him too because he's going to be part of it too, and the defense is going to have to honor him too. You know?
The one thing that I'll give him credit for, like I'm saying that I'm pretty high on this guy, is that he needs to work on sliding better, and his footwork can be up there at some point. But the accuracy, that will be coachable in a lot of ways. It'll be very coachable because that's the one thing he has to work on: his accuracy and his touch. And what I mean by touch is those fastball throws. Because if he throws in those short passes, that short passes is going to be like a thing. Because if he throws it, the receivers may not be able to catch it because it's like a fastball. But as soon as he starts to improve that era of that part of the passing game, he's going to be deadlier at that spot. Because if he's going to be an effective deep passer, he's going to be a good short passer also. So that's one thing he's got to work on.
Yeah, and then the process of reading the defense and getting the ball out.
Yeah,
Those are the things that Jimmy
can
was
do.
great at. He could read it, boom, boom, boom. Just he threw it high sometimes. That to Kittle he get hurt because he could throw it high. But as far as the processing, I mean, that's where Jimmy and Trey. That's the difference between a guy who's played already a lot and a rookie. It's just. But yeah, he's gonna come along. I think he's gonna
Yeah,
come.
the short passing game will probably be one of the things he'll definitely need to improve on. But as far as like his deep passes and the way he's been able to throw the passes, it's like that's what you want. That's what you're drafting this kid to do. Is like he can give you those deep passes. That's something that Jimmy can't do.
Yeah. Now, where do you think Baker Mayfield will land?
The question is, I thought for 1 second that maybe it could be Seattle, but I don't think you guys are even interested in him.
Yeah, I mean,
It could change. Who knows?
it could be either Drew Lock starting week 1, or it could be like if we draft a quarterback, it could be that person.
Oh man, I kind of in a way, I feel bad for Baker. Like I feel like it's not even his fault that this damn organization, Cleveland, like whatever Cleveland is, they always been a disappointment. Like okay, if you're gonna get Deshaun Watson, then fine. But if you're gonna hide behind my back and then expect me to be okay with the move, then so be it. But hey, I mean, what kind of organization questions his maturity? Come on, man. The guy won you a playoff game. He won you a playoff game. The Cleveland Browns haven't won a playoff game in how many decades? And that's one thing I kind of look at, and I get it. He can rub people the wrong way, but the guy won a playoff game in Cleveland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, Baker. I mean, he was a pretty good quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but his sometimes he gets a little rattled, and
Kind of
but
reminds you of a young Brett Favre, that little cockiness, that little
yeah,
gunslinger. I mean, he kind of gives you a little bit of that Brett Favre vibe.
yeah, he does.
I mean,
Um,
we all have to admit one thing: playing the AFC West next week, this season's gonna be a little tough.
The AFC West.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're loaded in some ways, but if I had to tell you which team doesn't really give me the much concerning factor, but I'd be lying if I said it. But I'll be straight up honest about it. Like, I don't know, the Chiefs. It's kind of like a question mark with Kansas City because they just lost Tyreek Hill, one of their best explosive receivers in football. And the fact that they're going to have to draft his replacement or find another receiver, they got Juju Swister, but that dude's he's a great number 2 receiver. He's not your number 1. Like, I don't get how they're expecting this kid to be a number 1 receiver when he's been nothing more than a number 2 guy. If it wasn't for Antonio Brown taking most of the coverage, Juju wouldn't be putting 1,500 yards. Like, that's what makes it different. Like, he's a good number 2, but he's not a number 1 guy.
so do you think it would be right now if you had to rank them, you would say maybe Chargers number 1, the the Chiefs number 2, the Broncos number 3, and the Raiders number 4, or the Raiders number 3 and the Broncos number 4?
Well, as far as like ranking the AFC West teams, okay, if I had to go by paper, man, I hate to say this, man, but on paper, something happened, so I gotta keep an eye.
Okay.
No, everything's good. Just some people are going around.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was getting ready to ask, is everything okay in the background?
Yeah, it is. And they're just driving around. Like, something's happened around the other side. So I'm like, no worries. But okay, if I had to go by the rankings of the AFC West by the offseason looking, I hate to say this, it's in my gut, in my soul, but
You're
by
gonna say
looking,
Raiders. You're gonna say
yeah,
Raiders.
I don't know. I just hate to say it, man. It's just okay. Like, look at the Raiders and what they're doing. They got Chandler Jones, even though he's not the same player. He does kind of make a good compliment for Max Crosby. Their secondary, they just added some solid players that can actually do good on their position needs. Let's see. They just got Devontae Adams, who I think is one of the best receivers in the game, and Derek Carr has chemistry. Derek Carr has a lot of great chemistry with him going back in Fresno State. But let's see. They pretty much address a lot of different needs out there. I think they're pretty much the clear favorites, if I had to be honest. Like, they're more like the clear favorites because they got a really good running game. They got a stacked running back crew also. Their offensive line is solid. Defensive line is pretty good. Linebacking core is probably one of their weakest spot, but their secondary, on paper, it looks promising, in some ways. But okay, that would be the one. I don't know. It just sucks for me to say it, but I do have to say they do look good on paper, in my opinion. So I keep it 100. So as far as like the next team, the Chargers and Broncos, that's like a coin toss. Like, Broncos, just because you added Russell Wilson, that does give you guys a better chance to compete. So I have to go with the Broncos because I don't know what to expect from the Chargers. So I'll definitely go Denver because I like what I see from Denver. Like, all the Broncos needed was an accurate passer. And Broncos receivers, they can definitely separate. Like, you watch Jerry Jeudy, you watch Cortland Sutton and quite a few of their other receiving playmakers. They can definitely separate better. They can be open on any given. It's just the quarterbacks they have. They just don't know how to throw it like accurately quickly enough. And their offensive line was a little bit suspect, but they kind of fixed a spot. They got a good running game. Their defense is outstanding. But then the Chargers,
who's the running backs for Denver?
Javonte Williams, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'm told that the Chargers could be favored to win that division.
Justin Herbert is pretty damn good. Their defense has gotten a little bit better. I mean, dude, they got Khalil Mack to complement Bosa, but I don't know, dude. Like, I'm hoping I'm wrong about it, but I'm just thinking, like, realistically, the Raiders just look good on paper, because they fixed a lot of their needs, They needed somebody to complement Crosby, right? They needed somebody to cover better. So they kind of like addressed majority of the needs there. Um, they needed a really good number one receiver. So they got Adams. So Adams and Renfro, and they got Darren Waller. So you definitely have to choose your poison on those three guys. Now they just need a number three receiver. And it seemed pretty solid right there. So, and then you look at the Chiefs. I don't know. Last place in my opinion. Then you got the Chargers and the Broncos. It's a coin flip, I think Chargers are pretty good too, but I look at the Broncos and I think they can be a sleeper, a dark horse team.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess if I know, well, this guy I work with, like, okay, he said when he used to like play Madden with the Chiefs, like, that the main person he would be hitting more is Travis Kelce than Tyreek Hill.
Travis Kelce was mostly that go-to guy before they even had Tyreek Hill, but the only difference is that they don't have that speed guy no more. So Miko Hardman, no disrespect to him, he's just not that same caliber like a Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is just a much faster version of Debo, just hard to get. Like you can throw a short pass, you can throw a deep pass. This guy's gonna make the plays happen. That's what makes Tyreek Hill so special, is his speed and the way he changes the field position quickly.
Yeah, I don't understand how so I've been on some other reaction shows, and some people are saying, "Oh, well, don't pay Debo. He's too much money." You got to pay him. You got to pay him. We don't want a disgruntled Debo going into the season, and we need him focused. We need him not to be worried about a contract, because if Trey is the starter, Trey's going to need Debo. Even though he has made some good progress. I like the way he's been working, this past year, and I'm Jawan Jennings. I'm pretty high on him too. Do you think we would get a receiver in the draft? Maybe a young guy, or what do you think?
Maybe for depth pieces, I think I could see that happening. But as far as like maybe it could be for a fourth spot because they can probably compete for playing time.
Yeah.
So it could be like somebody like a Christian Watson who's familiar with Trey Lance. Or here's my favorite. Here's my favorite receiver that doesn't get much talk about. Like this kid, Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce from Cincinnati. He's got that. He's fast too he's fast for a white boy, but that dude runs a 4.33, and he's kind of like a faster version of Cooper Kupp.
And he's big. He's a big guy too.
6'3", 215.
I mean, I looked at that one quarterback, Desmond Ridder. I think that's his name.
Yeah, but that receiver, that Alec Pierce, bro, that dude's quick.
Do you think he'll be there do you think he'll be there like in the third round? Do you think he'll last till the third round?
Maybe. But I think he might just be an early third round pick or maybe second. Because I mean, dude, if you watch his highlights on the way he separates and the way he catches the ball, dude, it's kind of like exactly what you look at a guy like Cooper Kupp would do.
Yeah.
But he's got those traits they're even calling him like another Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, Jordy Nelson, when he first came out of Kansas, man, he was fast.
He had good separation. He had better routes and good separation, and this is what Alec Pierce does bring to the table. So if I had to choose which one I want, I would want him first because I like the way he plays the game. But then I wouldn't be upset about Christian Watson because I like him also. So,
but you think Watson will be there? I think he's going to be gone. Do you think so? Do you think he'll be gone in the second or early second? No.
So if I had to go by trajectory of where he might go, late first to early second, maybe, because I think his draft stock has moving up more.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce, there's a possibility he could be a late. He can go from a early third to late second because
Yeah.
he could be really good, bro. Like I think the fact that he comes from Cincinnati, bro, like it's been a really solid program because you look at their secondaries, they've kind of had some really good depth of secondaries. Like you got their cornerback Ahmad Gardner.
Sauce Gardner, and don't they have like Kobe Bryant, or is he from another
Yeah, Kobe
school?
Bryant. Yeah, Kobe Bryant's another one. They got Brian Cooks, and that's a solid group right there. They
Yeah.
giving up the least yards in college football.
Oh, no wonder they played in the playoffs.
Well, they did play against Alabama, but Alabama didn't score a lot of points on them like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I think so. Like, okay, if we draft one of those Cincinnati Bearcats defenders, bro, I'd be happy with those picks because one, we'll be able to limit less yards on those opposing teams. So
Yeah.
with Brian Cook, you're going to get a physical presence at that spot. You're going to get a guy who's going to not give up a lot of big plays. And if you get a guy like Kobe Bryant, he's going to be a good number 2 corner, or maybe a number 1 that could definitely give you something good. But Sauce Gardner, he might be one of the best shutdown corners in the draft, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, he is.
Stingley's
Yeah.
okay. Stingley's all right, but I don't know. Maybe he might be a little too overhyped.
Petrie?
No, I'm talking about Stingley,
Oh, Stingley. Derek
the guy
Stingley.
from LSU. I think he's a little overhyped.
Yeah.
Like, if we're talking about his freshman season, that's all everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
What has he done since?
I
don't get
wonder.
why he-
I wonder if he's related in some way to that Stingley guy, that used to play for the Patriots who got hit,
Yeah,
hit
his
by
grandson. That was
by
his
the.
grandson.
Oh yeah.
That's his grandson.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if you watch the video of Derek Stingley's interview, he explains where football has come from as his grandfather.
Oh jeez. What a trip. Good for him.
His dad played some. I guess his dad played some American Football League or some semi stuff.
Oh okay.
But but if you watch Derek Stingley's interview, he mentions like he shows his grandpa's jersey or something.
Yeah. That was kind of a messed up play, but yeah.
Yeah, he was paralyzed from there on. But
Yeah.
man, it's crazy. But
Yeah.
then there's quite a few different prospects that come from NFL DNAs. Like Christian Watson's dad. Christian Watson's dad played in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. His dad played. I think he played like cornerback or safety for the Chiefs.
Oh okay. Okay. That guy's fast though. Christian Wow, he's pretty fast.
Yeah, he
He's a
runs up.
he's gonna be a good receiver. He's gonna be a good receiver.
I'm just hoping, and maybe in some miracle we do get him, but I don't know. I think he'll be gone. But I'd be
Yeah.
happy. I'd be happy with Alec Pierce because
yeah.
Alec Pierce does give you a bit of a let's say in case something happens, contract could be a factor, but I'm pretty sure we'll keep Debo. But let's say Ayuk is going to be too much, but you definitely got somebody in place to groom.
Yes.
You always got to get ahead of the game a little bit. So
Yeah.
getting a guy like an Alec Pierce is definitely a good option.
Yeah.
Or the way to develop Juwan Jennings could be a key factor too. I like Juwan Jennings in some ways. I like his block, his physicality, the way he blocks. But I like the fact that he's a big, tall receiver. So that's what I like about him. He's a red zone threat.
He made big plays. He made big plays down the stretch. He was making big plays.
I mean, he's not fast, but he definitely makes the plays when it matters.
Yep.
And then when the game's on the line, that's where you win.
Yep.
So like that, if that Rams game wasn't so convincing to others to look at Jennings that way, then I don't know what is, because the guy had he had almost 100 yards receiving that day, and he had 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Yeah.
And that guy was he came into the scene against the Rams. And if anybody who had him in the fantasy football league against the Rams, bro, they probably had a really good day.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he did. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. As much as I like Kendrick Bourne, we're probably thinking like Kendrick who? We got Jennings.
I think Jennings, for the amount of years that he's played, is way better than Bourne. Bourne was solid. Bourne was solid, but I think Jennings is a little more talented. He's a little more talented.
Yeah,
And
I think the thing with Barnes, it took him some time to develop more.
yeah,
But for Jennings, I think it's just because of the injury that happened, and the fact that he was a little behind was probably the only key factor of why he was onto the practice squad on his rookie year. But then he started catching on, and I think as soon as he started getting better with the experience, I think that's when the moment wasn't too big for him. So I think that's what stands out about him is when the game's on the line, that's somebody you could definitely throw the ball to or something like that. So that's what he does good.
what do you think about our tight end situation? Do you think that we should draft a tight end just in case? Because Kittle has been a little bit injured now.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you talk about tight ends, now we're talking because you know what, Kittle, for whatever reason, he'll get hurt. He's going to miss time, so there's no ifs and buts about it. But what tight end can we get? Like
There's
I
a
know
there's a.
it's a
Did you see that Dulcich from UCLA? He's got pretty soft hands. He's pretty good. He runs good routes.
yeah. There's this one tight end I like also, but he's from a small college.
Yeah, you should
Which
check out
one?
Dulcich.
Which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Isaiah Likely from Coastal Carolina.
Oh
I like
yeah,
him.
yeah, that guy's pretty good. How
He's
about
raw.
that guy from Virginia Tech?
Or Virginia Tech or the Virginia guy. I think is
Oh,
which one?
Virginia. Yeah, it's Virginia. You're right.
Jelani.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, he's pretty solid as far as like a blocking tight end, but I think he's a good receiver too. And then you got the guy from you got Derek Deese's son also from San Jose State,
oh yeah,
he's a sleeper there. And then you got two of the Oklahoma tight ends, but I think they're just most like I think that Austin Stagner guy you can get in the late rounds. And then I think that Jeremiah Hall, I think he's more of a guy that can probably be your fullback at the next level. So I don't think he's probably going to be a tight end at the next level because he's undersized.
yeah,
But like, okay, there's a couple of good tight ends. I like the guy from Iowa State. What's his name? Charlie Kohler.
yeah.
That dude's, I think he's about 6'6", 256 pounds or something like that. But he can definitely catch the ball and make some key plays right there. I like him.
And you know that in the Iowa State, those guys they know how to block. Those guys
Oh,
they know how to block.
I think you're referring to the Iowa Hawkeyes. I'm talking about this one kid from Iowa State.
Yeah, but all those that in the what is that, the Big Ten?
Oh yeah, they're well coached in some ways, like
They're
the
all
way you said.
Iowa State, all those Wisconsin, all those
Oh
guys.
yeah, no, they are
They
well
know how
coached
to.
on blocking. Even Nebraska,
Yes, yes, all those guys they know how to block. There's no
dude, like
problem.
yeah, Wisconsin is like a thing where they coach their line pretty well. Iowa, they just coach their line to block and push people,
Yeah,
and that's just the thing. And then Penn State, they got some type of stuff, but then Oklahoma, they're always been trained to train their line to block consistently good too. Like Trent Williams, a lot of great line from Oklahoma. They always been taught that way to block.
yeah.
That's why they call it the Oklahoma drill.
Hey, what happened with that quarterback for Oklahoma? Is he the guy that went to USC?
Oh, you're talking about Khalid Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, he transferred because of Lincoln Riley.
Oh, okay, okay. And
And
so who's the quarterback for Oklahoma?
it's kind of been a competition, but I'm looking at it and they got a couple of recruits down there, but it's kind of open. So I'll probably have to look into it.
Oh,
I
okay.
just know they have a couple of new faces because a lot of the guys have left the program. Like two of the quarterbacks, like Spencer Rattler left, and then that Khalid Williams left. So it's probably one of our redshirt guys we had the previous year that probably didn't get to play. So we'll probably see what happens.
And who's the coach?
Oh, that guy from Clemson that we got, Venabu or something.
Oh, Max Venable?
Yeah, the guy from Clemson, that DC, yeah, that defensive coordinator.
Oh, okay, okay.
He was originally a part of the Oklahoma's coaching staff too a while back. He
Oh,
has ties. He has ties with Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. That
Oh,
yeah, but we need to get a tight end because Kittle,
Yeah, can't stay
I mean,
healthy.
yeah, you gotta stay healthy, Uh, and then Warner, I mean, he's a good blocker and everything like that, but you can't really count on him for to catch the balls or anything like that. We need another guy.
I mean, with Warner, we don't even know what we can do with him because it's like I don't think he was given a fair chance to even get some targets. I mean, I think he's a really good blocker, but have we seen a lot of upsides of him getting the ball?
No, no, no.
It's hard for me to even question it. Like, I see some potential. Like, I see a little bit of upside with Warner, but like you said, you don't know what to expect out of him. So that could be the one reason why we would go for a tight end. Like, I don't think we're gonna go high in the draft for
No,
a tight
no.
end by any
Fifth,
means. But
fifth rounder, sixth
I
round.
think I'm thinking fifth round because that's where we got Kittle at.
Yeah,
So maybe we get that kid from Iowa State. Maybe he might slide a little bit because some teams don't value tight ends that high.
yeah. The
And why would you want to draft one if you can get one in the fifth like a Kittle? No.
the thing that I trip out on all the time is the use check. Like, he's a great receiver. Why don't we use him more? I don't
I don't get
understand.
I don't get the part too, but he was a tight end coming out of Harvard too. So he's like I get that he's a fullback, but they don't like to use him a lot. That's kind of crazy. Like there's some design plays where you could use a use check in those type of plays. Like you can use him in those choice routes.
He always
You can,
wins. He's
he
always
wins.
open
He wins the one-on-one matchups. Like
all the
you
time.
you can put him in those choice routes and he'll win. Or whatever
Yes,
passes you put him in the wheel routes. There's
yes.
different routes of what he can run, but he's just they're just I don't get it. Like I guess fullbacks are just used differently in some ways. Like he's not going to be your typical Larry center, whatever that dude's name is, because that
But
dude was an all-purpose.
he's a great blocker, though, man. Like, without use check, the offense just bogs down. I mean, because if you just look at the way the running attack is with him, he's the
Yeah.
one that makes it, opens it up, and then here comes Kittle or one of the guards or whatever. But Juszczyk is the guy that, man, he's the one that opens it up.
Well, he's more of our
Yeah.
he's
And I
more of
know
that push up.
somebody asked, like, should you guys bring back Ross Dwelly?
Mm, Dwelly, I mean, here's the thing with Dwelly. It's kind of unfair that he was buried behind the depth chart. I think he's really good in some ways, but why was he even behind the depth chart from Charlie Warner? That's something I don't understand.
He had
And
good
he didn't
hands
get
too.
yeah, don't you kind of scratch your head a little bit like why we didn't use him that much? If like, okay, we were not using Warner much as a receiver, then why we're not using Dwelly? Oh my god. I can't understand the front office of what they do.
Dwelly has
Exactly.
good hands too. He's got soft hands. Like, all the time that he had a chance to get to, when they threw his way, he would always catch him. He's great. He's a great,
Yeah.
great.
Wally does have the best hands on the team when it comes down to it, but last season he just didn't get enough opportunities to get the ball. So that's where I was kind of scratching my head, man. Like what the hell? Like we didn't even feature this guy much. Like the previous years he was getting some of his targets, but was it because they were more focused on giving the ball to Debo, I guess, or the way they were doing some passes? But Charlie Warner, I get it that he was ahead of him in the depth chart, but why you didn't use him that much?
Yeah. Yes. I don't understand that either. I mean, okay, to me, you just overuse Kittle in the to block. It's over and over and over and over. I mean, you got to use Kittle a little more. I mean, when we played against the Bengals in that overtime game, he makes clutch catches. When he played against Seattle, he clutch catches. I don't understand why they don't use Warner when you're gonna block, or use him and Kittle, and then go to Kittle, over the middle or whatever. But man, I don't understand
Yeah,
that.
or
Oh yeah,
maybe, or maybe in the
that was the
red
game
zone.
That was the game the Kittle went off on us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he had like in that game against Seattle, like I guess last season, I think he almost had like close to like 200 yards.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, something like that, right?
I think he had like 180 something, but it was like close enough. Like dude, that was probably one of his best seasons by far since that Broncos game, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think we should get a tight end. We should target a tight end. Um, do you think they would get a running back?
you never know with the front office. We might just get one undrafted. So sometimes we find that next undrafted guy or that late round running back, you know,
Like
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell, like Elijah Mitchell?
like Mitchell, Breda. You never know.
It's just because,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like something that I just kind of, okay, I kind of understand it because the Shanahans, even Papa Shanahan, would always use, whichever running backs, and he would make it work, because of the scheme. But don't you think you need a guy that's a bell cow that can carry the load a little bit more instead of just using? I understand Mitchell is the guy, but he started getting hurt.
Yeah, because he's a smaller back. He's just a speedy back, but not the back that you can expect to get 20 or more carries a game. Like you need. That's why we drafted Trey Sermon to be because
Yeah,
he's a physical back, but we just seen a little bit of his upside. Like I like the kid in some way, but we just picked up Jeff Wilson, which we know he can be a capable back to take some more carries. So
Yeah.
see,
'Cause I-
Jermichael Hasty, and Elijah Mitchell are perfect examples of small backs that can only take so much.
yes,
And
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, gonna say your former quarterback was up at up at UW working out today.
oh, Colin Kaepernick, yeah, I've heard a lot of talks that he could come back to the NFL, but maybe that Seattle is probably interested. I mean, I wish the guy luck, you know. But I would just hate to see him play against us twice a year. But I'm pretty sure that as soon as you guys get over with the Drew Lock experiment, you're probably going to have to pull the trigger and let the Colin Kaepernick era begin. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
I mean, don't because I know for a fact you still have his. I'm sure you both still have his jersey.
I have the white one. I have one of the white Nike ones or something like that. I have that one put away, but it's still pretty nice.
Yeah, I have the red one.
I have the white one, and I still have that. I still have one of those, like those little stand things, whatever those little stand
Oh
toys,
yeah, yeah,
those sport figures. I have one of those.
yeah.
I still have that one. I don't know, like as much as a lot of people don't want to hear about his name no more, bro. I just think it's so funny. Like anytime I go on a group or sports group, bro, anytime you bring up the name Colin Kaepernick, they're calling you anti-America.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're
Yeah, but
saying, don't talk about it. I'm like saying, isn't he a football player?
I mean, he wasn't even protesting anything
But hey,
about
fellas, I'm
anthem.
about to go to bed. So,
All right, man, take it
All
easy,
right,
bro.
take it easy.
yeah.
Like he wasn't disrespecting in some way.
No,
At first you probably would question it. That's the thing. Some people were questioning, but it took that guy, what's his name, that Green Beret guy named Boyer to
oh
to get
yeah,
it better. And he gave him better advice of what to do. And he said, and I guess Colin Kaepernick reached out to him and asked him, what's a better way for me to protest respectfully? And he told
yes,
him, how about kneeling? And he took that advice. And the people who still find it disrespectful with the kneeling part, it's like, didn't he just take advice from a guy from the military?
yes,
The guy from the military just told him to kneel. See, and now they're just calling it like it's criminal now. Like they're even taking it like for other, like if when you saw some people protesting, they're like telling them like, how come quite a few of these other African Americans kneeling or other players they're kneeling? That's disrespectful. Like, okay, well the military veterans they kneel on a fallen soldier.
yes,
Anytime a fallen soldier, anytime a soldier is dead or something, they kneel in a
yes.
respectful way. Like they do it in the respectful way they can. That's what I
Yeah,
was told.
and then also the whole thing. He when they asked him about him when he first did it, he explained why he did it. It wasn't because it was against the flag. It wasn't against the United States. It was because he just felt that he had the platform to be able to express the anger and the frustration with the way the certain population was being treated.
hmm
You
That's the
know?
point of what was going on is because like okay, before that they were ignoring what was going on. So like if it wasn't for what he did, Colin Kaepernick knew he was risking his NFL career for what he was doing.
Yes.
He took the risk. He took the stance of it. And guess what? He doesn't even have to come back to the NFL if he did, because he's already established a lot of what the cause is. Like, if he wants to come back to the NFL, that's a great story to bring back with him. But in the way he did it where he just knew he knew that his job was on the line. So he took it with a risk. And guess where the risk took him? He's still getting his money. He's still doing what he does. And he's doing it in a positive way. But people want to say, oh, he's about the money. Oh, he just wanted attention because he sucked. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, some people kind of don't get it. And I'm like,
They'll never get it. They'll never get it. They'll
they'll
never get it.
never,
Those
they'll
kind of
never,
people will never get it.
they'll never understand what he did. I mean, you
You
know
gotta
what?
respect. You gotta respect. I respect him a lot as a man, as a human being, because, like you said, not too many people stand up and are willing to risk everything, their livelihood, to make a stand and make a point. And you have to respect somebody like that. I respect them for that. And people just they get it twisted. They just get it twisted. But that's the way it is. That's the way it is. What can you do? What can you do? But like you said, he he donated while he was doing it, even while he was still playing. Where he had that thing where he matched, like $1 million or something to some kind of anti, uh, I think some kind of anti violence thing, group or something.
Oh, I think he donated to the Black Lives Matter thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because they had
So,
some. I know the Black Panther. I believe it's Black Panther also. I think.
oh, okay, but
Yeah, and then the way man, like it's like if you post stuff something Colin Kaepernick related, man, these people just don't want to. They just think it's like un-American. It's just like, oh my god, like. Then even when I bring up his name on an article, or I'm just discussing in some ways about maybe it's a good thing to bring him over a guy like Nate Sudfeld. I was just bringing maybe like a few arguments of maybe it's a good idea to sign him just because he's a lot better than what we got right now. I mean, Trey Lance is going to be a starter, but you need somebody to be a backup too.
yes, and
But
he would be a good mentor to Trey, because Trey's a good guy too, and
inspiration for him, yeah.
yeah, he would understand it, and he could mentor him because he's okay. He's not the same, but he's sort of like has the abilities of what Trey does. Trey's a little bit more talented, I think, as far as a little better touch than Colin, but Colin was, pretty good. He was pretty good. So
I think what really hurt Colin at that point of his career was the coaching changes, the way they didn't look to improve the talent around him. That's probably the only downside of his career was, in the beginning, he was playing well under Jim Harbaugh, and Jim Harbaugh gave him the talent to succeed. But as soon as Harbaugh left, they never gave him the talent to elevate himself with. Like all you had for him, like to make a fair argument, he threw 16 touchdowns. I think he threw like 5 or 6 interceptions that season.
yeah,
But to be fair, he had Jeremy Curley. The guy only averages like 1 or 2 touchdowns a season. How's
yeah.
that even going to work? Vance McDonald, the guy couldn't even catch a cold to
Oh my,
save his life.
oh my God, that guy was terrible. That guy
I
was
mean,
terrible.
like, but that's a fair argument, like right there. And then you got another guy like Rod Streeter. the guy was he was coming from a couple of teams before. Like he was from the Raiders, came from the Chiefs on a trade,
Yeah.
and then you get a guy like what's his name, DeAndre Smelter. The guy was on our practice squad, and we had him there for like one game. And I'm trying to think of another guy we had. You know, we had a few different players, but it was hard. Oh, Blake Bell. There you go. Blake Bell. We had that kid from Oklahoma who was a quarterback converted.
And didn't he go easy with the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, but he was one of our guys we had for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, yeah.
But then, yeah, to be fair, we had Carlos Hyde at running back. I mean,
but the
wasn't
whole
all
thing,
that.
the whole thing just disintegrated. You know, after Harbaugh, you know, they were letting go of all our defense. You know, and
A lot of guys retired, or a lot of them just want to leave and retire. So
yeah, and then Gore too, and all that. I mean, it was just terrible. It was terrible. He couldn't have won. How could he? How could he win? And so they blamed that. They blamed that on him, and it twisted it. Is a perception of him, but he was, if he had the talent, like you said, with Harbaugh, you know, he could succeed. You know, and I don't know. So, but you know,
I mean,
yeah.
the talent that they had, you know, like to be fair, like they didn't even give Chip Kelly enough power to actually get the players he wanted. Trent Baalke was taking full control, and he didn't give a shit.
Oh, bulky man, that guy's
Like his ego, like the way he was drafting as a GM, he just over scouted on injury players, or he just thought, "Oh, this guy's going to be great." And majority of the time, he was always wrong about these players. Like, okay, he did drafted DeForest Buckner because that was a no-brainer pick, but I don't know. Like, okay, Eric Armstead, he turned out okay. Jimmy Ward, he's all right. But the rest of the guys, they weren't all that great.
yeah, yeah. But you know, they should have let go of Balky and kept Harbaugh.
Yeah, Baalke, for whatever reason. See, the thing with Baalke was, like, I get that he's a scout guy and all the stuff he does, but the way he evaluates, it's a bit too suspect. Like, okay, if you take away the 2011 draft, like before we started moving them to that spot, Scott McCloughan was actually the guy behind the scenes that actually had everything on the draft.
Oh, that guy's good. That guy knows
That's what he was so good. He was so good, but what sucked about it was he had alcohol issues, and he came out drunk in the meetings. I heard that. I heard about some stories about that. And I guess at some point they just fired him because he was freaking drunk and he needed some help. And then he ends up going to the Washington Redskins or whenever before they became the Washington Commanders. And he ends up drafting pretty well too, but he had some alcohol issues. Like, what kind of GM has some? Oh my god, he must be a party guy.
No, he had to be. Yeah, but he knew his shit though.
He knew how to find some. He knew how to find some talent when he saw it.
Yes. So I mean, hopefully, you know, we can. I think this draft is going to be. I'm hoping that it'll be kind of help us get some young talent, offensively and on the line, maybe a tight end, maybe a running back or undrafted or in the 6th or 7th round, maybe a wide receiver like that Alec Pierce, get an edge rusher. I like that guy Pascal too from Kentucky. That guy seems to be pretty good. That Thomas guy, or Petrie or Cook for safety.
There's this one guy that's got some intriguing upsides, but you probably get him in the 4th or 5th round. But I heard a lot of good things about him. We just had a draft meeting with this guy, Dominic Robinson from Miami, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Like, the potential seems off the roof. Like, he converted from wide receiver to DN, so he's got some potential, kind of like a Marcus Davenport, but like he's got some. I think he's a little bit taller. Kind of seems like the guy that's got some high ceiling. Like, he's probably going to be worth the risk if you get him in the later round.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't there a guy from Miami?
Jonathan Ford?
Yeah. What do you think of that guy?
I think he'd probably be a nice, solid rotation. A guy maybe who can probably have potential to start down the road. maybe you get him in the later rounds, I guess.
Do you think you could compare him sort of like Arden Key? Sort of?
Who?
Or no? Or he's a different player?
Which one? The guy from Miami?
Yeah. Do you think that he's kind of like Arden Key, like physically, or do you think that he's a
Okay.
little bit different?
The closest player in the draft that has the similar traits like an Arden Key is that Myjah Sanders.
Oh, okay, from Cincinnati.
Yeah, like if you watch the way he plays,
Yeah.
you can see a lot of that Arden Key style of play. He's hungry too, and he plays with a purpose. But he was a little bit like, I think he's getting back on his playing weight too, just like how Arden Key was also. So,
Yeah.
but then when you watch how Myjah Sanders plays, he plays hungry, he plays more consistent. He kind of plays with that motor also. So
Yeah.
I think he's kind of like the closest to an Arden Key.
Where do you think that Majai Sanders is going to go? Like, do you think second, third?
I think second round would probably be his best chance, but he might slide into our spot and we might get him. I think he would be a good choice because he fits the wide nine.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
fits the scheme. Like, it's technically drafting a younger Arden Key for a cheaper for the next 4 years. You're gonna get this younger Arden Key for 4 years.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get a guy who's gonna get better with the system. He's already had some pre-draft. He already had some draft visits with the 49ers, and he really likes what they see.
Yeah, because I mean, we need. I don't care. I don't know. Ebukam. I mean, I thought he played really well at the end. Like, let's say the last 7, 8 games, he improved a lot. Maybe just getting used to the rotation, getting used to playing with.
Hey, hold up a second. Let me see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, Corey, I think it's working fine. Maybe it's just a little bit of the issues. I've been getting a lot of issues on my streams every now and then, but I think he was trying to save me money on there. But I think I've been having a lot of issues with a lot of the stream stuff.
Is
Nah,
everything okay?
yeah, it's nothing's disabled on my channel, not that I know of. But he's
Oh,
saying I'm having trouble sending money. I tried it twice and it wouldn't go through. Let's see. If it's on, then it should be good. But maybe something's not right. Sometimes people have issues with their little computer issues. I've had issues with a lot of my stuff lately too. But Corey
yeah,
might have. He
that
might have
happens
some.
to me too.
It's happened with a lot of my receptions too, or a lot of stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
It says it doesn't say it says you can send it. That's what it says on there. But I think Corey's been trying it 2 different times, so I guess he hasn't been able to.
That happens sometimes when I get on other podcasts. Sometimes I do have problems. I just don't do it, and then I wait a little bit longer. I try it again, and it'll work. But I don't know. I don't know why that happens.
So you think maybe if I restart myself, then he would go in again, or no? Hey,
It might.
let me just restart it. Let me tell Corey be still up. I'm gonna restart it, and then you can just jump back in and see if it works.
All right. All right.
All right, we're gonna end it right now, and then I'll get back in quickly.
Okay.
Hey, Corey, we'll try again. All right. All right, we'll be back, man.